All right, y'all, let's talk about Katara and bloodbending. I'm gonna use the fight with Hamad, the fight that she had with Hamad, as like kind of an anchor for this video. That crazy ass witch, she was scary as fuck, girl. Like she was scary. When I first watched this, you know, scary as hell, scary as hell. So y'all already know how I feel about bending, right? Y'all already know that I gravitate towards water bending and fire bending. I feel like if I had to choose one and not be the avatar, it would be between one of those two things, especially because like with fire, you can, if you learn well enough or if you got the skill, you can lightning bend. And also with water, there's just so much you can do with water. And one of the things that I'm really annoyed that Katara didn't really get into was bloodbending. And now let's just keep in mind that I'm completely understanding that this was a kid's show, whatever. We're just ranting, okay? This is what we do over here on Avatar Adrian. So yes, before y'all get into it, I understand that there's only so many things that you could do when you're talking about like a kid's cartoon show. Like I understand that Katara wants to be this goody too, but like I am somebody who is just very how do you say it, sympathetic to anti-heroes. I just am an anti-hero kind of person. So if you give me waterbending, I'm going to bloodbend the shit out you, especially because a lot of times, I don't know, the girls, everybody like to portray this idea that, you know, when you go low, we go high kind of thing. And sis, I always say this, when my enemy goes low, I go lower. I go to hell. I go straight into the last fucking level, Dante's Inferno, the last circle of hell. That's where the fuck I go. Okay, so we start out with Hama, and she's just like, hey, guess what, girl? When I was locked up, she was telling her, when the Fire Nation locked my ass up, I could not, I mean, they would bind us up so we couldn't even bend shit, we couldn't do shit. They kept the air dry, they kept no type of water around our asses. Now I am curious as to how they would survive without allowing these waterbenders to drink something, but you know, you can't use too many use too many IQ points when, you know, when you're trying to analyze certain plot holes. It will just drive you insane. So whatever, right? So Hama tells her, like, I was locked up and the only way I could practice my waterbending was when some rats came around and I did what I had to do. So she was just saying, hey, guess what? It took me a couple years, right? Which is why I think Katara's a bad bitch, right? If it took Hama a bunch of years and it only took Katara just watching it happen, you know what I mean? Watching it happen in the full moon for her to do it. But anyway, we're gonna hit ourselves. So she was just like, after I practiced with the rats, as you can see here, I said, you know what? I'm going to bend the blood that's inside of these guards, ho. And the same ones who were supposed to lock me up, guess what? They let me out. And that's exactly what I wanted them to do, bitch. Like, you're not gonna play with me. You're not gonna play with me. So Hama gonna look at Katara like, yo, what's up? Like, you need to learn how to do this. And Katara's like, oh my god, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm too innocent. I'm on a kids show. I'm on a kids cartoon network. I can't do this. I'm on Nickelodeon. I can't do this shit right now. I can't do this shit. So I was like, oh my god, Katara. Let me tell you something. I knew the moment I was like, hey, Katara, if you do not bloodbend right now, she's going to bloodbend the shit out you, and she's going to make your ass bow down, like you're in Game of Thrones, like bend the knee type shit. Like she's going to literally move your blood vessels around in your nose. Like, do you really want that? Hama was like, girl, so you mean to tell me after these Fire Nation come in here, try to destroy us, destroy our people, destroy our culture and all that shit, you don't want to learn how to bloodbend a little bit? And Katara was like, no, I'm not trying to be like them. No, let me tell you something. Don't give me no powers. This is what I say about Superman. He would be more like Omni-Man or Homelander in real life. Like, bitch, you mean to tell me I can do anything and I'm just going to sit here and just let that bullshit happen to me? No, bitch, if you are locking me up, destroying my people, destroying my culture and all that shit, girl, yes, I'm going to bloodbend. I don't care what you are. Bitch, moral compass out the window, bitch. I'm going to bloodbend the shit out you hoes. Get out my face. Get out my face. Katara's like, oh my god, I don't want to. Hama was like, okay, girl, that's fine. Let's just fight. She said, I'm gonna bloodbend your ass. You're a puppet on my string. Katara over here crying. I'm like, get your ass up. This whole time, I'm talking about when I first watched this. I'm talking about when I was a kid. Bitch, I was like, get your ass up, Katara. Like, what are you doing? But she did. Because Katara is a bad bitch. Like, as much as I'm dragging her, Katara is a bad bitch. Like, she's my girl. She's my sis. She is the best to ever do it. The best who ever did it. The queen of waterbending. The queen of waterbending. And she got, when she finally cried her little tears out and did what she had to do, she got up. She said, "Hey, guess what? Hama, my bending is stronger than yours. So you're over here trying to blood bend me and shit, but the moon is giving me power too, and I'm already stronger than you as it is. So do you want to really get into it?" And they did, and they did. And this part was one of my favorite parts here, was where Hama tries to attack her, and Katara put her hand up like, "What's tea, girl?" and blocked that thing. Even did well when Hama tried to use Aang and Sokka, like, tried to blood bend them against them, but it was when she was about to, like, basically kill they asses, like bring them together. Sokka had his sword out. Aang was getting ready, like they were getting ready to run into each other, but that's when Katara decided to blood bend Hama and was like, "You know what? Get her ass out of here. So, I'm just, like I said before, if you give me superpowers and you expect me not to use them, especially when I'm in a dire situation or when enemies are coming after me, I am not going to. This is part of my problem with Aang too. I was just like, girl, she's about to chew your head off. You talking about peace and peace and no non-violence. Like, girl, no, let's get violent. If I could waterbend, I'm going to bloodbend. That's just it. If you're coming at me, think you're about to throw a rock at my face or blast me with a gust of wind, airbenders, or come at me with some earth from, it's giving very much lava or some shit, I'm going to take a piece of your kidney, you understand? I'm going to make it so that it goes through your urinary tract. I'm going to twist up your esophagus inside of your chest. I'm going to make that heart do I don't know, the stanky leg. Is it going to do the pop, lock, and drop it? I'm going to make your heart do the Dougie inside of your rib cage. Like, what? I mean, come on, like y'all, let's be serious here. What is the difference between blood bending someone or doing like Toph does or something, and rolling a whole boulder over their fucking body or some shit? What is the difference between blood bending somebody? Like, if we're talking about morals and morality and da, what's the difference between blasting somebody in the face with a fucking fireball, like burning their face, burning their legs up, zapping? Azula was out here zapping bitches, and I guess, Azula is not the rubric for morality, but still, you know what I mean? Like, Azula's out here zapping bitches with lightning and shit. Like, what is the difference between swallowing somebody up with a tidal wave, with a tsunami wave, with your water bending versus blood bending their ass out your way, bitch? Like, move out my way. You know what? If you don't want to get blood bended by Katara, move out her fucking way. If you don't want me to literally use you as a goddamn puppet around here, using your red blood cells and making them swim in a weird way, move your ass out my way. I don't understand. They just made it seem like it's such a huge difference. Like, sis, if they're metal bending wires around your neck. If they're fire bending, they're blasting your eyebrows off with some heat. If they're earth bending, they're literally throwing rocks at you. They're literally stoning you. Like, that's what's happening when you're getting earth bent. Like, there's lava bending? Can we talk about that? So spraying lava on the bitches is not bad, but blood bending somebody, they tried to make it like there's a huge difference. Like, it's not that big of a difference, baby. You're literally playing with somebody's oxygen. When you're airbending, you're playing with their oxygen. Stop playing with me. Get out my face. If my good sis wanted to blood bend, then that's what she should have done. Ain't no shame or shade in that. If your enemy is coming at you with blood bending and you think that you're not going to be using blood bending to get out of that situation, you got nothing coming. Which is why, as much as I dragged it, I still appreciate us seeing Katara use it, because that was the only way. Sometimes when your enemy comes at you, girl, you got to get as nasty as your enemy. I'm not saying stay low, you know what I mean? I'm not saying when they go low, we stay low too. But we might have to go low. I'm not saying that we go low and stay there for the rest of our lives. But bitch, if a monster is fighting you with fire, bitch, sometimes you got to whip out that fire too. You know what I mean? If somebody's beating your ass and punching you in the fucking face, it's only so much, you know what I mean, throwing your hands up and covering your face that can help you in that situation. Sometimes you got to beat their ass back, and that's okay. That's okay. If you're trying to trap me with bloodbending, I'm going to bloodbend your heart into the next galaxy. That's it. So I don't know what y'all think about bloodbending. I think it's really cool. I wish we could have seen it being utilized even more. But what we got is cute. But as I said, if you give me those powers, I'm going to rearrange your neurons. That's it. On that note, thank y'all so much for watching. Love y'all so much, and I will check in with y'all later.